Alright, hey everyone. Alright, I got some progress to show off and a bunch of really cool stuff I want to go over for the progress for the next patch. Um, Now, I've gone through a pretty big list of stuff that I've gone through bug fixing as well. The only catch is that the changes that I'm doing right now are big enough where I can't just do like simple patch for fixing the fact that repairing weapons seems to destroy them. I fixed it in this build. You can now you can repair all of the gear in the game, anything, and it's actually even more robust now. The system that I've done, so like I'll have like even more stuff that you can repair or enhance or whatever. It's super easy to set that up now. So that's the most annoying bug that I know that exists right now, and I apologize to everyone who's playing. Don't repair weapon. You can repair armor. Don't repair weapons. The weapon will just vanish, and it'll cost a bunch of credits and resources. It's a bug. It's currently fixed in the build right now, but the changes that I'm making are so big to the game that I can't just give you what I've got at the moment because it'll break stuff. So with that said, let me show off the first rudiments of. So you'll notice up here you now have limited lives, and that's a pretty big change. Um, I'll have to show exactly how that works, but like uh, when you go to the fast travel point right here, right, and like you have all this stuff, you go to the fast travel point. Oh, this is a thing too. Okay, you go to the fast travel point when your mission is when you don't actually have a mission already started. You'll notice that there's a list um, of missions like on here, right? See what this used to be is all the list of the fast travel points that you've discovered, right? But what it is now is a list of locations or sort of generated, not really generated, but like a list of levels that you have to beat sequentially without losing all of your lives in order to complete it and get the ending reward and be able to unlock the next one. And you'll notice that it says the level. Well, as you unlock more and more of them, you'll have higher and higher level not requirements, but like this is just the level of everything that's in the fucking level. Like if you play this mission, everything is going to be level 2 or roughly around level 2 if it's I can specify like this monster is 3 levels higher and stuff like that, but for the most part that gives you the rough idea. You probably want to be about level 2 before you try to do this. And then there's the difficulty. So the difficulties are normal, hard, insane, and then revulsion. And revulsion difficulty is freaking stupid. Insane is what I'm currently testing right now with my test tile, which is just a mini mission that I have set up that is set up to just play the current level that I'm working on right now. My character that I'm testing with at the moment is roughly, a character that's pretty normal. Like, you normally wouldn't get an auto rocket launcher, but I got lucky on my first run. So, like, this is somebody who's just sort of starting out, and this is like the first mission in the game kind of a thing. And this is basically what a lot of players will have, roughly speaking, when they first begin the game. But, so that's what I'm using to test this the test this new tile that I'm working on at the moment. Now this new tile, I'm planning on making lots of them. So in fact, actually that's kind of my goal, is that I'm going to be making a crap load of tiles this month. And it's just going to be a lot of work. But with that said, it's not going to take me very long to get a pretty decent number of them in place. Now, um, the current tile that I'm working on right now, this is literally outside of the fact that I've just did the dark base unique tile, because a lot of the the old areas, these areas are they're not like none of the stuff from the old content is gone. It's just being retooled and reworked for the new flow. But this is the current tile that I'm working on right now, and I'm testing it in insane difficulty. So my starter character is probably going to get completely destroyed. Just it's not even going to be fair. I don't know why. For some reason, if the editor's open for a long period of time, the loading starts. All right, so this is the new tile, and you'll notice that it's a gray box. I hope you guys can forgive me just for a little while. There's going to be a lot of gray boxes like this during the development. Um, and the reason why is that it's easier for me to focus purely on the gameplay, and I mean these are gonna look and feel kind of like the levels that you're already used to, but they're not fully polished because I don't have the actual like um, fancy materials and whatever like on the walls. But the monsters are spawning in, and everything happens as it should, and it's fully playable. My goal for this month is literally to gray box the entire game. That means episode 2 as well. Like everything. I'm gonna be just running through a whole bunch more levels that are roughly like this size, for and they're gonna be having all kinds of different situations, all kinds of different places to find loot, secrets. You fucking like got the fucking like unlock doors and keys and all that shit. There's just tons of them, and they're just there's just going to be a ton of them going all the way up to episode 2, and episode 2 will be more like in a hellish environment. So one of the other things that I can bring up right now is, instead of just doing key cards, I decided that I would do power crystals. I mean, it kind of goes in line with the power nodes. So power nodes represent when you have sort of a lock-in fight that you have to do in order to survive, but most of the maps will have sort of find key open door gameplay where basically your goal is to collect all of these which are marked on the map. Once you collect all of them, then it picks the door that unlocks, and then you can go into it, and then you go to the next level, right? Now, in this case, there's only one direction that the door will open, but on most of the tiles, it'll be 4 different directions, right? And so what it does is you go through and you collect all of these, and there can be all kinds of stuff: ambushes, monsters, sniping, rockets being shot at you, fucking monsters spawning in, ambushes, and I already said ambushes. So it's straight up just like fuck you combat the entire time. And once you collect all of these guys, then it'll pick one of the doors, and that'll be the direction that you go to the next tile. And then there'll be like maybe 2 or 3 tiles in a row, and then after that entering you'll end up entering from you'll end up into a unique tile, or you'll go to the exit. So I can't remember if I already showed you guys the unique tile. The first unique tile right now is, well, it's the first area in the game before is this sort of like dark base area. So like you can enter it from any of these different directions. And this area in this place is always the same, but you can enter it from here. You can enter it from uh you can enter it from up here. There's an entrance right here, so you might spawn in here and like kind of come out from this direction. You can spawn down here, and you might spawn over here as well. So like there's depending on how the like what doors that you entered and exited from in the previous two levels, you might find yourself entering the next area from a different direction. So even if it's a level that you've already played before, you're at least going to be entering, if it's a place that are you've played a dozen times before, at least you'll be entering it from different directions each time, and that's basically it. So it's sort of a weird combination because I'm literally taking like what you would do with like a Doom 2 map or something like that. You have your keys, which is sort of just a play on find key open door gameplay with power crystals, but you but I'm stringing them together in such a way where you enter from different directions. Now, one of the things that's really interesting to me about entering an area from different directions is that people tend to be very visual. We use our eyes for a lot of stuff. Um, what that means, though, is that looking at something or looking at an object or looking at an area from a different direction actually can feel like you're playing a completely different map, even though you're really not. Um, so that ends up making areas feel fresh, even if, even though technically it's the same exact level. So that adds even a greater deal of variety, and also too, it means that you have to kind of think about like, well, there's always going to be a dude throwing grenades at you from up here. If you're coming from this direction, then you'll have to deal with them down here, right? But what's going to happen if you're coming from this direction or if you're up here? Like it changes the way everything plays pretty dramatically. Um, so the combination of having these different tiles sort of strung together, plus the fact that they're basically like Doom, like the smaller scale Doom 2 maps, um, in size and general flow, that it I think this is just going to be a really interesting experience. Like it's going to take what's already been done in the game and kind of up it a bit. The problem is though that I'm going to have to make sure that I change how I describe the game because it is no longer a Dark Souls. This changes it to not being a Dark Souls style game anymore. This is more of a more traditional roguelite or something else. I don't know what, but it's a Dark Souls. Dark Souls definitely resides in more large static levels that are interconnected, whereas what I'm doing right now is actually a departure from that. But I think ultimately the overall end result will be much cooler. So I think I'm gonna go to the hub level, and I'm gonna see if I can beat the latest tile that I'm working on right now on the hardest difficulty. Now, oh well, it's not the hardest. It's just on insane. Revulsion is just stupid. Like you need to be geared out for the revulsion difficulty. In fact, the revulsion difficulty might even require you to basically have like all legendary shit in order to be able to actually like um, have a chance to really do anything because it's just going to be that hard. Um, One of the other things that's really cool about the tile, like about being able to select your missions like this, you notice too that like see how this says bonus. Well, this bonus means that it's a first time reward for beating the mission, basically, and maybe like yeah, when you beat it once, that's it, and then it just goes back to the regular rewards for completion, and you can actually run the same mission multiple times to level up and everything like that. And then there's like a cool exit thing where I'll show that after I get my ass kicked on the test tile. So here's one of the four entrances that I want to have as a standard entrance or starting area. One of the four cardinal directions. that you may spawn into whenever you start a mission within the Dark Fortress. Okay, so this is the first one, and I'm gonna be working on a ton of them. I might try and get another one in later tonight as well. Now the only thing that's missing, outside of the fact that it's a gray box, is that I gotta make sure that I update the mini map, because it's displaying the wrong mesh at the moment. That'll be like the next thing that I do right after I test to make sure that the difficulty is set up properly. Now I should be getting my ass kicked. I don't expect to be able to beat, because this is on insane difficulty and I'm just a regular. I'm playing on. I'm playing with the spawns set to insane. Leveled up. Ow, ow. Got punched by zombies. Really glad that I did get that rocket launcher. Now, most people, I imagine, are probably going to go this way, but since the crystals are up here, maybe that crystal's a little too hidden at the moment. Also, too, I have to do loot spawns. Now, I'm wondering if I should do the loot the same way. In the previous iteration, the loot worked a little bit differently, where, well, it worked as it always has, not differently, where you can end up getting like a rocket launcher just by walking up to a loot box and hey, there's a fucking rocket launcher sitting here. For this style of play though, it's possible that maybe you might be just getting resources and blueprints in order to craft the weapons, or at least getting like damaged weapons and stuff. So like if I really want this shotgun, I already have one, but if I really want this like damaged pistol, I can just go right back to the fast travel point, right? Now the fast travel point does something different, alright? Mission currently active, test tile, difficulty insane, retravel to sanctuary, or abort mission. Now if you travel to sanctuary, right, I can go and I could be like, alright, I wanna, oh man, I don't have any fucking resources on me right now. My character's completely, yeah, let's just fucking sell this runner's high. Alright. And, alright, so, oh, I don't have any resources at the moment. So I don't have a way to do it yet. But like, let's just pretend that I had 4 fabrication data and 16 metal scraps, right? Which are pretty easy to get. I repair this pistol, and now I'm using the pistol. Right? And I can go right here, and I can continue back to wherever I was when I was currently set up. This is also true, too, where you can save the game, and you can continue a mission from where you left off. Like, you can just be like, you know what, I'm kind of tired, or I gotta do something right now. You find yourself at the next fast travel point, or a fast travel point that you've already used. You go to it, and then you can go back to the sanctuary at any time. So it's kind of like Diablo. Like, you can kind of like, you know, you have these fast travel points that are sort of interdispersed in all of the different tiles. There should be at least one per tile. You know, like, there'll always be like a vending machine too. Like, I'll try to find like neat spots to put vending machines. So there's that whole element, right? The only thing is that the old rules, the Dark Souls rules, are still in play. So the enemies come back whenever you use a fast travel point. You'll get all your ammo and stuff, but uh-oh, I might have fucked up a little. Oh, man. Alright. Oh, it does remember other things, though. So, like, say you grab 3 of 4 power crystals, and you decide to go back to Sanctuary, save the game. It does remember that. And you won't... Like, when you have a mission active, anytime you do something... Like, you flip a switch or whatever, it'll continue. Like, you can... It'll remember that you already grabbed it. So, like, okay. Alright, so I grabbed this guy. Okay, that's 1 power crystal, so shit. Anyway, so it'll show on the map where all the power crystals are. Whenever there's an active objective, you can just use the map. Like, if you need to know what door is unlocked after collecting the power crystals, you just look at the map, and it'll show you what door it is. This is messed up right now because I have to get the new mesh in place. But, yeah. Oh. I went through all of that, and I didn't even bother to flip the switch. So that was 1 power crystal, and okay, so I flipped the switch. You can see the other power crystal like all the way over there. Yeah, this is gonna be fun making so many of these. I'm just gonna pump as many out as I can. They're so fun to work on because they're just the right amount of effort and fun. Like, testing them is a fucking blast. Kind of got my ass eaten there. Alright. I don't feel like spending any of my... There's no loot in the level, so, like, I'm just getting reamed right now. Ow, ow, ow. Alright, I got a little bit of this. Ah, it doesn't do anything against armor, though. Ah, need a fucking rocket. You need energy weapons against armor enemies like that. Alright, so there's a grenade guy up here. Gonna be kind of interesting. Will I survive? Would it be nice if I had a better gun? Oh, I just wish I had this rocket launcher. 10 rounds, I'm like out of bullets. Not a good place to fight him. Come on. Now keep in mind, I normally when you're this early on, you'd only be playing this on normal difficulty, and ammo is not nearly as much of a problem. Jesus, there's so many grenades. It's like going through an obstacle course over here. Ow! He directly hit. Oh! Ow! Now, collecting ammo before you go into the next area does matter. Um, that does matter because you will start the next area with the amount of ammo that you had from the previous thing. Um, although if you die, you get all your ammo back, which a lot of people said they wish that they had ways to get more ammo. Well, one way is to die. You'll get your ammo, but that's not an option for everybody who wants to play through the game without dying. Um, and so people who die a lot and hopefully don't lose all their lives uh, won't really have too many ammo issues. That's kind of a weird way to think about it, but there. So I would enter into this, and then it would take me into a another level that's about this size, but it would have entrances and exits in all four directions. And I would go through maybe one of those, and then I would end up in the unique tile, in which case I would have to do the power node battle, or maybe a boss fight, or maybe something like that. That's a little bit harder than usual, and then I go to an exit. Now the exit level is pretty rough at the moment. I guess it's all pretty rough at the moment, but this is the way the exit will work once you get into this, and then uh, one of the things about this though is that it like the sheer amount of content that will be in the game in like a month or two is just sick. It's more than it needs to be. I can't even describe like easily 20 30 hours. I don't know, easily, because it's not just grinding either. You just you're just gonna be playing lots of stuff. All the difficulties, all of the Jesus, it's just a lot. Well, anyway, so the exit or the mission completion level basically looks like this, and you'll notice that oh, I have an incorrect travel tag, so I have to actually go back to the hub. I spent all this time loading this, but I'm gonna have to yeah, I have oh yeah, okay. Yeah, describe it. I have a travel tag from going from south to north, and it placed me. Oh no, wait, actually, it placed me at the other thing. I'm messing it up. Brain not working. Let me cancel the mission. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes the editor just like decides to just completely freeze up on me. Oh, all right. All right, abort mission. Load level. And just in case, move the door over a little bit because I think I might have predicted incorrectly. As the issue is that my travel tag was coming from the fast travel point. So anyway, once I show this off, yeah, just in case, I'll drag this over. Okay. So once you reach the final area of the map, you'll end up. Oh, it worked perfectly. Um, you'll end up in an area like this, right? And then you see a giant power crystal, right? Now the power crystal um, has to have like a level specified to it. So let's see if it works correctly. You get a ton of experience points, and then it spawns a loot container, and the loot container is your completion rewards, right? And then from there, that unlocks this door, basically. And then you get here, and then it unlocked another area. Alright, now it's your job. Now you're like, oh, okay, I haven't completed this one yet because it says new next to it, right? So you select this one and you be like, oh wow, I get a Berserker body armor and alchemy parts. I really need alchemy parts, right? And look how many credits it gives me if I manage to complete it, right? And then you'll beat this mission, and then it'll unlock another one. And eventually it'll unlock the Undertunnels levels and the Hellgate levels, and then the Death's Rise levels or missions. And it's pretty much that. That's pretty much the game, essentially right there. Maybe I'll have secret levels that only open up if you find a secret, but which is extraordinarily easy to do. All I gotta do is just add another tile or add another reference in here. So yep, that pretty much describes it. Me getting my ass kicked on an insane difficulty with a fresh character, which actually I didn't really get my ass kicked that badly. But Revulsion difficulty. Let's go out with a bang. Let's just watch me get melted. All right, so I'm setting the difficulty here. Oh God. Okay. So I'm gonna go right back into the hub. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna start it off on Revulsion difficulty, and then I'm gonna call off the video at that point. But that's another dev blog. I've died 4 times. Testing. Alright, so I see how it says level 2 Revulsion difficulty. Right, normally Revulsion difficulty, like the lowest Revulsion difficulty, will be level 25. And currently, right now, my level cap is 20, so like, not only is it going to be a lot of monsters, but the monsters are going to be tough. So with that said, here we go. Alright, I gotta let the shaders compile again for some reason. It keeps happening. All these compiling shaders. I have a feeling that the overall flow of this is just going to be a lot better. But I don't know. I'll have to see what you guys say, because now I have things in a pretty solidified form, so you can actually get a pretty good idea of exactly what it is that I'm doing. So I don't even have a way to fight that guy. Alright. I fucked up when I jumped down. There's a fucking beholder up there. So Oh yeah, there'll be a new game plus tile or like level that opens up as well, and completing that will allow you to begin new game plus, which will become kind of a that's another thing. Okay, so all right, I'm just gonna end it there.